thumbs right now. Hi, welcome. My name is Christy-Faith. I'm so happy to be here. If you are on Instagram right now, I am using a new mic for you guys. Can you give me a thumbs up that my mic is working and you can hear me really well? I know TikTok can. You can, right? Let me know TikTok. And then this big mic is going into YouTube and Facebook. So give me those thumbs up. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's live. My name is Christy-Faith. I am an author, speaker, podcaster. I wrote the book. It's behind me, but I wrote the book Homeschool Rising, and I am here tonight to answer any and all questions you might have about homeschooling, about education. I'm an educational expert. I have been in the field for over 20 years. I'm not going to say how many years over 20, but it's a lot, and I'm thrilled to be here. Oh, thank you, Kendra. Hi, Erin. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here tonight, and you can come in and ask me any questions you have about education, about homeschooling. I want to know if you popped in right now and you saw my face and you're thinking, oh, wait, I might want to homeschool this coming fall. I might want to pull my kids out. You're in the category that I call homeschool curious. And if that is you, would you let us know? Because I want to make sure to personally welcome you to tonight's live. And I want you to know that any question that you have right now is safe here. You don't have to worry about what anybody thinks. Our side of the internet is a judgment-free zone. We all want what's best for our kids. And there are a lot, especially when we're looking at teaching subjects that maybe we didn't do ourselves that well in school. And I would love to address any and all questions that you might have tonight. Hello. Oh, Erin, she is? No way. So you're going to be anti-homeschooling. That is, okay, you're going to need a lot of support. Erin is in Thrive, and I'm so excited. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Instagram. I have a post doing pretty well there right now, the We Do Not Care Club. Who saw that post? I want to know. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, okay. I guess people found that funny. It was funny to film. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but yes. Oh, hello. Oh, good. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's live. Again, I am Christy-Faith. Please come in and ask me any questions you have about homeschooling or about education. I'd love to know what state you're in. If you're on this live right now, let me know what state you live in, and let me know how many kids you have and what category you are. So let's talk about the categories. Are you homeschool curious? Are you a newer homeschooler, like within the first 3 years of homeschooling? Or are you what I would call a veteran homeschooler? Please let me know what your category is right now. And because I just love knowing who's on the lives with me. Yes, hi. Welcome, everybody. It's so fun. And I think for the first time in a long time, all of the platforms are working this evening, right? Are you guys enjoying your summer? We are. We have the 4th of July week for us is always a really big week because it's a birthday week in our family and 4th of July. And so I'm going into next week looking forward to a blast. We've been planning the meals and planning the holidays and planning the festivities. Yes, Kendra, you are. Yes, Kendra, you are a veteran. Plus, you were a school teacher. Anybody in here formerly a school teacher? I would love to know. And Scott, can you see the comments on Instagram by chance? Okay, he's getting them because they are a little, I'm looking. Okay, awesome. All right, Katie is in Pennsylvania, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And Instagram said they can hear me. Okay, and then another woman, Melissa, homeschooling 5 years. Awesome, I love it. You're what I would call a veteran. And then Lindsay's in Washington. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. So if you have never been on one of my lives or you're not familiar with me or my side of the internet, again, I'm going to tell you some freebies that I have on my website. But first, I am a speaker, podcaster. I am the author of Homeschool Rising, and I am a homeschool evangelist. I think that's what you would call me. I love talking about homeschooling. I think it is the best option for children when you have a loving home and a motivated parent. There is just no better way to educate a child than to do it at home because, well, have you looked at the system's statistics lately? Yes, they're not looking so good. So I want to talk to you about free resources that I have for you on my website. because I believe in free resources that are not lame. So number one, we worked really hard to develop this. We have a 5-minute homeschool style finder quiz that will let you know which of the 9 homeschooling styles or pedagogies you are. If you don't know your homeschool style or your homeschool pedagogy, you really do need to know that, because it helps you choose your curriculum and it helps you make purchases more wisely. And it kind of saves your bacon down the road where you're not wasting money. So I have that 5-minute homeschool style finder. You can take that right now and then pop back into the live and let me know what you came out as. For those of you who are homeschool curious here tonight, I have a free how to homeschool guide. I call it a guide. It's actually an ebook. I think it's 26 pages at this point. So please grab that if you're in the homeschool curious phase. We're now in summer. This gives you all the 6 steps to get started and to launch. Let's see, what else do I have on my website? I have a curriculum comparison chart. So I have the freebies on my homepage, but then I also have a button that says store or shop, but my shop has a whole free category on it. And so all the things maybe that aren't on my homepage are also in that shop if you click free. So please, please, please look at what I have for you for free. We put so much time and expertise and energy into creating those resources for you, because as far as I'm concerned, it's a really hard decision, and I want to help you along the way and show you how it's done, because it really is a beautiful lifestyle, and I want you set up for success. So I'm sure Scott's getting to the questions, right? But maybe I can speak first to our sponsor this evening. Our first sponsor for tonight's live is the CLT series of tests, or the CLT exams. If you live in a state that has a testing requirement, please, please, please consider taking the CLT test. It is for grade level kids, and also it is a replacement for the SAT or the ACT. So they have testing for kids 3rd through 12th grade. Please check them out. It respects homeschoolers. It was actually a test that was built for homeschoolers, and it honors us the most out of all of the standardized tests that you can give your children. You can go to cltexam.com to get more information about that, and you can use code Christy25 for $25 off your assessment. So this is right now, if you don't have a high schooler, this is for anyone who lives in a state that has a testing requirement. It's also really great if you're frustrated with standardized tests that kind of push political agendas or fail to measure what really matters, like how we're teaching, right? So you really do need to know that the CLT is out there. It should be one of your options that you're considering when you are testing your kids. And again, it is for 3rd through 12th grade. It is built for homeschooling families. And you can go to cltexam.com and use code Christy25 for 25% off your assessment. Yes.
Chloe's here.
Chloe
is present for the homeschool moms that don't care me.
Oh, who's in the We Do Not Care Club? Okay. You guys, did you look at the comments on that post? I'm going to make another post, I think, if I have time, just to go over.
Okay.
All right. Do we have questions for tonight? I hope we have some homeschool curious mamas who need encouragement and have questions.
Yeah. Okay. Would like to homeschool my daughter after 5th grade. Everyone always says, how will you homeschool and work from home?
Yes. Well, I do. I homeschool and work from home. I work full time, and so does Scott. And it really does depend on your arrangement, your support, your job, how if your job is flexible. There's a lot of factors, but this is what I will say. We have a lot of working homeschool moms in Thrive Homeschool Community. We even have a working moms mastermind, and we meet once a month on Zoom, and we just talk about the troubles and the joys of working and homeschooling. So a lot of moms work and homeschool, and it really comes down to when your kids are kind of at the more independent age, like you're past toddler, you're past teaching your kid how to read. Really, the magic is in the sourcing. That's where the magic comes in. That's what makes it possible. And sourcing really well, really smartly, so that you are teaching what you need to teach and what you want to teach. And then you're also allowing other really great reputable companies to do some of the heavy lifting for you in other particular areas. So that one company that I use for this is BJU Press Homeschool. I use BJU Press Homeschool for science in my home, for Bible in my home, and my youngest is on the the English and the reading. And let me tell you, it is just really been a game changer for me because I can be working with one kid while I know the other kid is totally taken care of, doing a subject in the other room, and I can check in. So some subjects I really just need to check the work and have discussions about. I don't have to actually be involved in the actual teaching of it or lesson planning. BJU Press Homeschool does all the lesson planning for you. The reason why I like it is because I'm kind of a Charlotte Mason classical girly. I want to have discussions. And so what I love is the framework is there. It has just enough structure and flexibility where I can adapt it however I want on any given day. One day, like we were in a crisis and my mom had a health scare and I needed my kids to work independently. And so they were able to do that. They were just set up to do it. And then there's other times where I want to be involved and I'm sitting there and we're talking about the things and we're asking questions. So, and having dialectic discussions together. So if you haven't checked out BJU Press Homeschool for some of your subjects, I really encourage you to do it. It's been a fantastic addition to our homeschool. They're kind of known for being an all-in-one curriculum. And what that means is you buy an entire grade level, and they are fantastic at that. That is not how I use them. I pick particular subjects that I want to use them for, and so you can do that as well. I also do family together learning with them. So my 3 girls together, we do science, and so that really fosters that discussion and the hands-on learning and the critical thinking. I don't actually have them do all of the worksheets and the tests and the paperwork. We talk about a lot of it. So anyway, it really is adaptable, so please do consider them as you're shopping for curriculum this summer, and you will not regret it. They're fantastic. Okay, do we have another question?
Tiela Rujo, 22.
Yes.
5-year-old and a 9-year-old want to begin homeschooling this year.
Okay, awesome. What platform?
Insta.
Okay, 5-year-old and 9-year-old. So number one, grab and download my free How to Homeschool ebook or How to Homeschool guide. Make sure to grab that. And then also take my 5-minute homeschool style finder. And that will kind of get you on the road and you'll know what you're looking for, what you want, and it will really help you. And then just open the emails that you get from me. Yes.
Melanie over on TikTok.
Hi, Melanie.
I need encouragement. I can't seem to get a flow with Athena. Yeah.
I forget.
And while we're waiting for Melanie.
Yeah, and we'll wait for you.
Alexa says, hi, Christy.
Hi.
At what grade do you need a spelling curriculum?
So you really do need a spelling curriculum while you're teaching reading as well. So, and there are curricula that kind of use those, that do it together, but there is research that shows that learning to read and learning to spell help each other. It's kind of like this beautiful circular thing. So I highly encourage that you're using a phonics-based spelling curriculum while you're teaching your child how to read. Now, can you teach your child to read first? Yes, but you should layer in a spelling curriculum as soon as they're able to write, at least. Yeah.
And Alexa follows up with, in what age for history curriculum? When would you start introducing it?
Okay, so history, I'm about to get edgy here. So history is interesting because as you guys, some of you already know that I am a trained historian. I have a graduate degree in history. So when I look at studying history and the why, like what is the reason why we study history, the truth is that a lot of those reasons why kids can't think through those until they're a little bit older. So I'm not saying that we don't have our kids, know math facts. And I even do memory work in my homeschool, and my kids can say these history sentences and things. And how can that change us and make us better people? So I'm not going to give you a grade level or an age. It's really your child's ability. I'm not saying don't do it in the early years. I did it, but I just didn't do it in a way where it was an everyday hardcore subject like math or something like that. We did it really family together, living books, and actually that's really how I like to do history in general, all the way up through high school, even in high school. So, but keep that in mind. Hold history loosely. Don't don't crack the whip. Really tell all the women in Thrive Homeschool community to do history memory work. So I'm sure that's not the answer that you were looking for, but that's how I feel about history. So
okay, so
yeah.
Therese and TL Arujo we'll get back to on
Okay.
Instagram. But first, following up with Melanie Vasquez, 8 years old is Athena. She's 8 now, started homeschooling when she hit kindergarten.
Okay, great. Yeah, so for an 8-year-old, are you in Thrive? Remind me can we wait for her answer if she's in Thrive? And I can answer the high school transcript question in the meantime. Okay. Let me know if you're in Thrive. Okay, so someone was just asking about high school transcripts. I'm going to personally invite you to join Thrive tonight because this fall we're doing an entire program for homeschooling high school. And it is going to be absolutely fit you to it. And more info to come on it. But just so you know, we do have everything that you need to help you homeschool high school. We also have a Zoom every month in Thrive Homeschool Community for homeschooling teens. And we're going to be inviting an expert in July, at the end of July, who's going to talk about homeschooling high school, building transcripts, how to do all that in office hours. And then she is going to be teaching a 4-week-long class on it. It's going to wrap up probably before Thanksgiving. It'll be totally done. So yes, there are absolutely ways to homeschool high school. Transcripts are easier than you think, but there's a lot of unknowns and you want to make sure that you're doing it right. And I totally get it because I'm in that boat with you. I'm homeschooling a high schooler as well. So I'm just excited about that opportunity for you. And the course is actually, we're offering it for free in Thrive in the fall, but then after the fall, it's going to be a paid course. So we have an opportunity right now to take it for just your Thrive membership. So I want to encourage you, if you have been stalking Thrive or looking at Thrive, please, and you're looking to homeschool this fall, I want to encourage you to join Thrive now. You can get through my 8-step homeschool success framework and my fail-safe homeschool setup. We cover and we help you with all the logistics for getting your homeschool up and running. We go through how to buy curriculum, how to do your schedule, how to do your year schedule, your monthly schedule, your weekly schedule, your daily schedule. We cover it all. We leave no stone unturned. And so now is a great time to join Thrive so you don't have to like binge those videos. These are classes, like you're printing binders, you're writing stuff in. I help you keep yourself organized when you're buying curriculum and sourcing curriculum for multiple kids. I make sure you know what subjects you should be teaching at what age. All of that is in Thrive Homeschool Community. So please go check out that page right now. And hopefully we'll see you in there. Yes.
Kelly says hi.
Kelly. Oh, hi. Hi, Kelly. I want to go back to the Athena, who's 8.
Yes.
Because we didn't get to her.
She said, yes, 8, and she was in Thrive. I was one of the ones that was on it before it came out. Maybe she was a founding member. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So for Athena, who is, I was going to say that I have like stuff for you in Thrive. I'm thinking of what I have for you that's free. So on my website, I have free sample schedules. I think they're not on the homepage. They might be on the homepage. If they are on the homepage right now, okay. I have so many freebies that I can, so having a schedule, a loose schedule, a schedule with margin, but where she knows what is expected of her each day and even at what time. Make sure that you're adding margin in that. And structure, here's what I want you to hear, everybody, on this, because I know that kind of loosey-goosey freedom is very attractive, right, in the homeschooling movement. And we see these Instagrams and we see, kids frolicking in the fields, and it almost seems like there's no schedule at all. I'm here to tell you that based on 70 years of research in child psychology and development, children thrive with a structure, not necessarily a rigid structure, not a rigid structure with authoritarian parenting, not that, right? We want a healthy attachment, but kids do need a structure. In fact, there are studies that show that kids without structure actually are extremely anxious when they don't know what their day is going to look like. They don't know what's next. They don't know. They need that grounding force. So I want to encourage you to download those free sample schedules. I have in that freebie. I have sample schedules for like preschool all the way to high school, and you should be able to find what you need in there for free. Okay.
Melanie
Yes.
said she was having some trouble getting back into her account or something, so just
Okay.
have her email.
Yeah, and Melanie, if you want back in Thrive, just email the hello email, and Bryn will help you. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So TL Arujo. Well, before we go to TL Arujo,
Okay.
we're getting you on Instagram there, but Therese Sullivan. What phonics program do you recommend?
Okay, so I recommend, there are quite a few great reading programs out there. You want to make sure that it is a phonics-based program that follows the science of reading. There are quite a few that do that. So if you want a list of ones that I love and recommend, you can get my curriculum download. I have a download of all of my curriculum recommendations. And in that download, I have a section on reading and language arts. And so please just grab that download. Anything on that list is something that you can trust. So it's kind of like your fail-proof list. So, and that's something I didn't mention earlier. Yes, I have an entire list of curriculum recommendations that if a curriculum is on that list, it is safe for you. It's a good curriculum. Could it be maybe not be a fit for you? Maybe, but it's certainly a reputable, solid curriculum, right? It's not broken down by homeschooling styles. It's just broken down by would I recommend it? Would I even use it for my own kids? Do I like it? Do I think it does a good job? Is it not damaging? You know, because there is some curriculum out there that I do consider damaging, especially in the category of reading. So go ahead and grab that download, and that will answer your question.
Tiela Rujo, can I find what you mentioned? Thank you again and many blessings. I'm super nervous. I have a few people shooting this idea down, asking me if homeschool will prepare my boys for the real world. And it's already nerve-wracking, overstimulating.
Oh my goodness. I want you to be in Thrive because we help you with this. You need your tribe. And maybe not Thrive. Thrive isn't the answer. But here's what is the answer, is if you have a lot of naysayers in your life. I just had a guest on the podcast yesterday, and we were talking about this. It's not going to come out for a bunch of weeks, but we were talking about this. How important it is that you have a tribe of people that are rooting for you, that are not looking at you to fail, that are rooting for you, that want you to succeed, that care about you and care about your kids. And if you don't have that, you need to actively seek out building that support network. Do we offer that for you in Thrive? Yes, but I don't want to be like salesy, right? So Thrive is either for you or it's not for you. Go to the landing page and you can take a look and read up all about Thrive, or build that community locally yourself, because you really do need it, especially when you have a ton of naysayers in your life. For those specific questions, I actually have a talk that I give at conferences on how to handle skeptics and naysayers. I want to recommend that you grab my book. I do a lot of objection handling in this book, and it will absolutely help you. Because convention season is over. Otherwise, I would have told you, like, come to one of my talks. I'll probably give my naysayer and skeptic talk some time this year in Thrive as a masterclass, but that's not going to be for a while because we have some really great speakers lined up right now. Yes.
Does anyone struggle with mealtime preparation cleanup?
Yeah. Anyone else struggle with mealtime preparation cleanup? Everybody? Wait, can I just add to this?
Yeah.
I actually, I have cleanup on our schedule, on our homeschooling schedule, and I habit stack it with the meal. So we eat our meal, like we eat breakfast, and the whole family does long enough where we kind of have the sets. We have 4 kids, so we have 4 sets of chores that are pretty equal that they do for an entire calendar year. And actually right now is when we are involved in the little change up for next year. And we're doing a 4-day experiment with something right now, which is going to be really cool. So I don't know if you guys, how do you guys do chores? I'd love to know. Do you guys do like a calendar year? Do you switch it up? It was a little bit harder when I had babies and olders because the younger ones couldn't do everything. But we're now at the point now where my youngest is 9. And so all the kids can do all the things at this point. And then you know, is it going to be perfect? Is it going to be how I do it? Did we wake up a couple days ago with an army of ants in the kitchen because it wasn't swept well enough. Yes, we did. But overall, it's been great. Yes, Scott.
Brianna says, can you give examples of the chores you give out?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. In fact, for those of you who are Thrive members, in the 8-step framework, we have an ebook in there called Managing the Mayhem, and it goes through age-appropriate chores for your kiddo. But you could just Google that too. That's one of the things in that ebook. But it's laundry. So we have laundry days, laundry rotation, cleaning the kitchen, putting away. One child empties the dishwasher and puts away what we call corner dishes. Those are the hand wash dishes. They are in the corner of the kitchen on a mat, so that's why we call it corner dishes. We have a chore called level, which is the main level of our house, and they are to tidy it up, pick up all the clutter, and that kid does level. And then there's like the putting the laundry away. So it's one thing to rotate the laundry. It's another thing to bring it upstairs and put it away and process that laundry. So yeah, our kids have all sorts of chores, and I think they're pretty good. Trash, taking out the trash. My son does a lot of the trashes, and also like bringing it to the curb, bringing it back, breaking down recycle boxes because I'm an Amazon mom and things like that. Oh my goodness. The drama over the wedding, you guys. The drama over the wedding is crazy. Are you guys following this right now? Oh my goodness. Speaking of Amazon.
Kara Sue the Dreamer, how would you deal with the naysayer home?
I want to give her a hug.
Her name's Kara Sue.
Kara Sue, and what platform is Kara Sue on?
TikTok.
Kara Sue, you are hereby president of the We Do Not Care Club of Homeschooling Moms. I just think here's something that I want to tell you. Judgy homeschool moms, I have come to believe, and you can disagree with me on this. You can even prove me wrong. I'm holding this loosely. And you can disagree with me on this. You can even prove me wrong. I'm holding this loosely. This is just an opinion. That I've held for about a year. I really do believe that judgy homeschool moms are extremely insecure because they are holding on to a particular system and a way that they are homeschooling, and they are clinging to that for their security. And anyone who doesn't do it that way is a threat to how they are doing it. And so I steer clear of the judgy homeschool moms or the homeschool moms who say you have to do it this way or be in this curriculum or be in this program or be in this co-op. Otherwise, you're homeschooling wrong. That is just really irresponsible, and I do not stand by that. In fact, in Thrive, we irresponsible, and I do not stand by that. In fact, in Thrive, we support everybody in however you want to homeschool. We all want what's best for our kids. We all want to give them a great education. We all want to give our kids what they need now, and we all want to prepare our kids for a bright future. So we don't need to split hairs, right? And so I'm really sorry that you've experienced that.
Kendra's like, I need to get on the calendar your schedule, but we're hanging on by a thread.
Oh, Kendra.
She says, her kid, she's 9.5,
yeah.
7.3, 8. It's just hard right now.
Yeah, this is my Kendra with the baby. Okay, and then Kendra, I'm going to be in Texas in the fall. What city is that we're in?
I don't know. North Texas.
It's North Texas?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's 45 minutes from Fort Worth.
45 minutes from Fort Worth. But anyway, it'd be really great, Kendra, if we could hang out. Okay, that was a little personal. Sorry, guys. I'm sure we have a lot of questions.
Katie Patati.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the idea of group history, but what do you say? My kids are 2 years old apart. Should the youngest do history with oldest?
Yes.
They are? Or start where I had my oldest start?
Okay, so it really depends on the program that you're in, generally speaking, because younger kids don't really grasp history the way we need them to. Not need them to. Younger children just don't grasp the why of history that is the why of history. That's my clarification, okay? Erase what I just said. The age difference in history it really starts to matter when you have an older kid and a high schooler dealing with stuff that's scary and not age appropriate for like a 5-year-old, right? If you have that kind of an age gap, I don't recommend doing history together as a family. History is one of those things where you can meet in the middle. You can, for example, all through the elementary years, I love teaching history with picture books because it's just a really great way to do it. So I would not worry about like having a particular age level and then worried about your younger one. I think that you just pick one right in the middle that's maybe a little bit above your youngest, a little bit below in terms of ability level for the older one, and then just have fun with it. And is stuff going to be above the head, those subjects that is not grade leveled? And, curriculum companies, they have to slap grade levels on things because otherwise people won't buy them, because that's kind of the mindset of, okay, well, what age is my kid? Hear me when I tell you that, like, when I taught junior high history in a private school setting, I was reading those junior high kids' picture books, and they loved it and learned so much history. It's not, history is just one of those things where look for engaging living books. Make sure that's not too advanced or scary or inappropriate for the youngest, and just have a lot of fun. I feel like I didn't answer that question well, but hopefully you got the gist.
She loves Story of the World for history.
Yeah, so Story of the World is a really great spine. Love it. Listen to it in the car. Go for it. We do a spine as well. We're doing a spine, I should say, this coming year in our co-op. But I am going to be supplementing that spine with really cool living books and picture books.
Cool.
Yeah, the spine our co-op is using is Mystery of History. If you guys were wondering, I wonder what spine that is. Yeah, and that's a really cool one too. Yes.
Courtney on TikTok.
Courtney.
Advice for a homeschool mom with the behind child who struggles with dyslexia.
Okay, what age?
We'll find out. In the meantime,
Okay.
Brianna says, what's a spine?
Okay, Brianna, what a spine is it's basically the textbook piece. So you know how, do I have a history book right here? So like a history book will go through the ages, and they're a little bit more dry. And yeah, even the ones that are written to be a little bit more engaging, we still consider them a textbook and a spine. But a textbook is not going to make your child fall in love with history. So what I like to do is I like to use those textbooks on audio as just my spine. And then when my kids maybe ask a question about something that interests them, then I dive in and I go to the library or look in my personal library upstairs, and I use a living book or a picture book to kind of dive more into that. So the spine is like the backbone. It's like covering everything. And then you can take deep dives throughout the year with more engaging literature, picture books, and living books. Yes.
So the age of the child who's a little behind has dyslexia.
Yes.
10 years old.
Okay, 10 years old.
Worried about him caught up before middle school age.
Yes, absolutely. And so the first question that I would be asking you if you were in Thrive is, what curriculum have you used? I want to make sure that it is a phonics-based program that is following the science of reading. Because here's my philosophy on this is I try to get moms as far as they can on their own first before I start recommending interventions, because interventions are expensive, and I want to make sure that your kid actually really needs it, because there are some curriculum options out there that are really good and solid. So that's what I want to make sure first. But if you have a 10-year-old and you have been using solid phonics-based curriculum that is following the science of reading, and they are 10, I would start looking at not necessarily testing for a disability, but I would look into an evaluation for a reading disability, and then looking to do interventions.
Kara Sue follows up with, I've heard really good things about Freedom history curriculum.
I don't know that one. Yeah, I'd love to know more. You can email me. I'd love to know more about it. And have them contact me, because they're not on my curriculum recommendations handout. And so if they want to be considered for that, they can reach out to us. Not, by the way, that download with all those curriculum recommendations, none of those are paid sponsorships like what you hear on my podcast. That's a paid sponsorship. That's how I'm able to pay the bills, pay my editors, all of that. But that download, no one paid to be on it. It's literally just what is reputable and what I like. Yes.
Tiffany, any tips on keeping my 3-year-old entertained while I'm teaching my 2nd grader? It's chaos most days.
It is chaos. So the first thing that I want to say is yes, it's absolute chaos and it is hard. And I just want you to know that it is a season and you'll blink and it's over. Now, I know that doesn't help you right now, but what I do want you to hear in that is anything you feel like you're missing right now in the homeschooling, trust me, you will be fine. So I don't want you to stress about everything you're not getting done. That's how I lived in those early days. I had a 5-year-old, I had 2-year-old twins, and I had a 7-month-old, a baby. And I felt like I was doing a terrible job with my 5-year-old. Okay, that child now is like reading at a collegiate level, just completed his 5th year of Latin, high schooler, phenomenal human being, runs a small business, all the things, right? And I was worried sick to my stomach when he was 5 because my little ones were just so much to handle at the time. Scott traveled, all of that. So I do want you to know that, like remember that story that I just told you. When you're having those hard days, there are certain things that you can do. Ladies, put in the comments. You can do the busy bags. You can do the Duplos. You can do all sorts of things. You can even, it's okay if when you need to get some lessons done with your older one, that is like the special screen time with a pre-approved thing, if you're okay with screens. But it is just a little bit chaotic. But also keep in mind that usually at that time, you don't have homeschooling with the older. Homeschooling doesn't take that long, so you can you do pretty good at fitting it in. Other things that you can do is hire a mommy's helper. You can see if you're a family member or your mom or an aunt or somebody can come over. I don't know you. I don't know your family situation, but it does require thinking a little bit outside the box. So how you can get those moments to homeschool the other one and then really just hold it loosely and let a lot of it go. We have about 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Courtney, the one with the 10-year-old, we started AAR, then the Good and the Beautiful.
Yeah.
We are using a tutor. She told me I'm holding him back, and he should be doing grade level despite not reading on level.
Okay, fire the tutor. And then can you please join Thrive Homeschool Community? And then we can you can start having a conversation with the mentors and we can get you on the right track and I can put you in touch with a reading specialist that I like. I know that's a bold ask. Just look at it's a monthly thing. You don't have to make a huge commitment. You can leave anytime, but I want to have a further conversation with you about it and have my mentors do it, help you. Okay, so also last thing that I do need to mention, I'm going to take a couple more questions from you guys tonight. But I also want to mention that this is brought to you by CTC Math. A lot of you know that I have a very long-standing, beautiful relationship with CTC Math. It is a math program that does all the teaching and grading for you. One of my favorite parts about it is that the questions are adaptive, meaning they don't give your child something that's way too hard and that is demotivating. It works your child to mastery, and it is absolutely a beautiful program. In my home, I have a gifted learner. I have a student with a math disability, and I have 2 what you would call typical learners. Now, I don't like labels, but I'm just trying to explain to you that the way CTC Math is set up, it is a fit for all of my learners, and it really is a beautiful program. It offers a free trial. So this summer is a great time to get on that free trial, poke around, have your child do some lessons, and I know that you would absolutely love it. So please make sure to try CTC Math and do that free trial this summer. Thank you so much for your sponsorship, CTC Math. You have been so good to me and you have supported me every step of the way. They even sponsored my podcast when I had 0 Zip listeners, 0. So I really do love them, appreciate them, and I am thankful for the relationship that I have with them. All of you know that who know me. And I want to answer a couple more questions before I have to go. I actually have another event right after this.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Katie.
Hi, Katie.
What is your opinion on the good and the beautiful, language arts, and math?
Yeah. Download my free curriculum recommendations guide and take a look on there. The curriculum that I like is on there. Okay, next question.
Let's see. Oh, Becca. Becca says.
Hi, Becca.
She says, join Thrive. It's
My
worth it.
my Becca.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet. Can you guys hear Scott, or do I need to be repeating his questions? I always forget about that.
You probably need to be repeating.
Oh my goodness, Kendra, I know. It's so obnoxious. Do I really need to be PC? That's so annoying, right? I annoy myself.
What's the best sensory curriculum in your opinion?
That is a very hard, the question is, what is the best multi-sensory curriculum? Here's the thing about the good curricula out there are incorporating the different modalities. So it really is not necessarily a question about what curriculum. It's more how you are using the curriculum. And that is not evading the question. This is true. So every good curriculum that I use, it has a guideline for the parent for multisensory activities that go along with it. So that's what I would be looking for. So when you're shopping for curriculum, even if it means that you have to make a phone call and ask them, hey, my kid has, really love to have you in Thrive for our high school. We have office hours and we split